Some babies get colic. What can you do for a baby that has colic? If the mother stops all wheat, all dairy and all refined sugar, she will find that her baby will not get colic. I was talking to my niece recently and her new little baby, she said, my baby has no colic, my baby just sleeps and eats and he's happy all day. And yet my other friends' babies, they have this crying, usually mid-afternoon to maybe 8 o'clock at night. And as I talked to my niece, I realised that my niece is on a gluten-free, dairy-free diet.
Hello, I'm Barbara O'Neill. Today we're focusing on a topic that's essential for every parent, nutrition for children and how to raise healthy, thriving kids. As children grow, their nutritional needs are critical to their development, energy levels and overall well-being. Proper nutrition supports their physical and cognitive growth, boosts their immune system and helps establish healthy eating habits for life. In this lecture, we'll discuss key nutrients children need, how to make balanced meals appealing and practical tips for ensuring they get the right nutrition. So join me as we explore effective strategies to help you nurture healthy eating habits in your children and set them up for a lifetime of good health.
And we're having a look at the baby's gut flora as it's born. Let's say the mother has had a couple of doses of antibiotics every year. Her gut flora is getting compromised. Holes are eaten in that gut lining because of the antibiotics. Antibiotics can kill off unwanted bacteria, but they also kill off the good guys. They also kill off what's called the friendly or the healthy bacteria. And also, let's say the lady had eczema, psoriasis, and she took cortisone. Cortisone is another drug that kills off the flora. And let's say the woman was on the pill, the contraceptive pill, for 5 years before she gave birth to her baby. That also interferes with gut flora. Can you see what's happening? And when the baby comes through the birth canal's flora is determined by the gut flora. So the baby is born with a compromised gut flora. Can you see where it's all starting? No wonder Hippocrates said all disease begins in the gut. Let's say a baby is born by caesarean section. How much gut flora is that baby getting? None. I was talking to some midwives and they were surprised to hear me say that if a baby is born by caesarean section, then every morning the mother should paint a little lactobacillus acidophilus powder on her nipple. So the baby's getting a dose of that. Now, by the way, breast milk certainly will also put in some good gut flora. But can you see if the mother's gut flora is compromised, even her breast milk flora will be compromised. Now, on top of that, let's say the baby is not breastfed. Let's say the baby is given altered cow's milk, and many formulas are altered cow's milk. And because they're dried powders, they really don't have that gut flora. And because they've been interfered with so much, and by the way, homogenize and pasteurize kills off any flora that may be in that milk. Now, pasteurization is happening to kill off harmful pathogens in the milk. But if you ask the farmer, he will never give homogenized and pasteurized cow's milk to the baby calf because the baby calf will not live. And if the baby calf does live, the baby calf will not thrive. And yet many babies are being fed these compromised cow's milks, compromised, altered, because they've been altered, granted to kill off the harmful bacteria. But I have a friend who owns an organic dairy farm. And you go into his organic dairy, there is no smell. No smell, because he keeps it very clean. If every dairy was clean, there would be no need for pasteurization. Can you see that? But my daughter in America, she was living opposite a dairy. And if you went past that dairy, oh, the smell. It was filthy. And sometimes those things that go on the udder would fall on the ground in the manure and the farmer would put it on the next udder. Now that milk has E. coli in it. That milk is a dangerous milk and it is not fit for human consumption unless it is pasteurized. You see that? But the farm down the road is as neat as a pin. It is perfectly clean. But the truck picks up the E. coli milk and the lovely clean milk, and it all goes together. Can you see why pasteurisation had to happen? Cow's milk's very good milk for cows. But you have a look at the size of a baby calf. It's far, far bigger than the size of a baby human. The milk that is closest to human milk is goat's milk.
Goat's milk is closer to human milk in composition than cow's milk, making it a better option for infants who cannot be breastfed. Its protein structure is more similar to that of human milk, which can make it easier to digest. Goat's milk also contains smaller fat globules, which are less likely to cause digestive issues compared to the larger globules found in cow's milk. Additionally, goat's milk has a different balance of nutrients and bioactive compounds that may be more compatible with a baby's digestive system. However, it's important to note that while goat's milk may be a better alternative to cow's milk for some infants, it still lacks the specific antibodies and beneficial bacteria found in breast milk.
What shall I feed my baby? This is a dilemma because there are so many voices out there today. What is the best food for children? How should we feed the children? Well, I'm going to use the BHSC method, Bible, History, Science and Common Sense. And there's not a lot of talk in the Bible about how children were fed, but if you look traditionally at history, you'll find that babies were not fed food for sometimes a couple of years. Babies were often breastfed for many years. And breast milk was the predominant milk. There are some times when a mother cannot feed a baby, and this might be because of stress. That's usually the main thing that will stop a mother being able to produce milk for her baby is stress. Very occasionally you might have a situation where the baby has got a cleft palate or the baby has not got a proper roof of the mouth and the mother might have a particularly long nipple and that doesn't work. But those situations are quite rare. But what I want to do is I want to go way back. The best food for a baby is established before conception. So the mother and father, ideally, and that's not always possible, is to have a couple of years where they implement these 8 laws or these 8 principles of health so that they have a strong genetic code to give to their babies. The mother and the father must be well educated too in the functioning of the human body and also in how to prepare for the birth. The mother, it's very important that she be very active, that she practice squatting, that she know about her birth, because we are, us adults, a combination of everything that's ever happened in our life. Situation in utero, our birth, what happened after our birth. So it makes a lot of sense for parents to prepare for the birth by nourishing food, by healthy lifestyle habits so that the body is working well and the body is able to go through the birth. It is true, birth is called labour. It's very, very hard work. But if the mother is fit, if she is well nourished, if she's well slept, well hydrated, she will find that she will go through her birth a lot easier. And what I say to mothers, many mothers have gone through this. And the only thing that can really make a birth a lot harder is fear. So it's very important that the mother trust her body, that trust that God made the body and birthing is a very natural experience. Squatting helps to get that whole area ready. Janet Velasquez in her book, Active Birth, she advocates squatting for 10 minutes a day all through pregnancy. So by the time you go through your birth, squatting is quite a comfortable position. It opens the pelvis, it prepares the perineum, the cervix, everything internally in that pelvic girdle is strengthened and able to go through the birthing process a lot easier.
In addition to the foundational principles of health and preparation, it's essential to consider the ongoing nourishment and care of the baby after birth. Once breastfeeding begins, it's crucial to ensure that the mother maintains a balanced diet rich in nutrients to support both her health and the quality of her milk. This includes consuming a variety of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins and whole grains. For mothers who cannot breastfeed, formula milk is a viable alternative. Modern formulas are designed to mimic breast milk as closely as possible and provide the necessary nutrients for infant growth and development. Parents should choose a formula that meets their baby's specific needs, and consulting with a paediatrician can help in making the best choice. Beyond nutrition, creating a nurturing environment is equally important. Bonding with the baby through skin-to-skin contact, responsive feeding, and a consistent routine can contribute to emotional and physical well-being. Regular paediatric checkups are vital to monitor the baby's growth and address any health concerns promptly.
When my babies were first born, I used to feed them one breast at a time. When I fed my babies one breast at a time, it gave the other nipple a little bit of a break. I fed my babies probably about every 2 hours for the first few weeks. About the third day, the mother wakes up and her breasts are very large, an indication that her milk has come in. If her breasts are very painful with the swelling, she can have a hot shower where she massages the breast area, always finish with the cold. She can also put bruised cabbage leaves on. With the cabbage leaf, you just bruise it a little bit or hold it in half a little bit, and it's a lovely size to go over the breast. A lot of ladies put those cabbage leaves inside their bra. Important to have a bra that is made out of natural fibre. If the nipples get a little tender, and the nipples will always be a little bit tender, which is why I used to feed my babies every 2 hours, but I would feed them one breast at a time, and I found that the breasts adjust quite nicely to that. When the milk fast comes in, you might like to release both breasts, and sometimes a lady will have a shower. Well, she will express a little bit of milk in the shower just to take a little bit of relief off her breasts. If you empty too much, it gives the message for the breast to keep making that much milk. When the baby feeds, it's important that the baby face the breast. Some babies are bound up and their head comes to the side when they feed. If their head comes to the side, it puts a dragging effect on the nipple. But if the baby is facing the nipple, it doesn't drag the nipple. So if a mother is feeding her baby on the right side, then the baby's left arm can go under behind the mother's back, and that will ensure that the baby is facing the breast as the baby feeds. And that can make a big difference to the nipple because, again, the nipples can be quite tender at first. But I encourage mothers, they will be tender at first, but they will ease. Be careful of any creams that you put on the nipple. It's probably best just to put a little coconut oil on the nipple. A little bit of oil can help because whatever you put on the nipple, the baby, of course, is going to get a little bit when they start to suck. The best milk for baby is breast milk. What if the mother cannot feed? What if she is unable to feed? I know in the US you have La League, which is an organisation that helps mothers to be able to breastfeed. So I say to a mother, please, before you make your decision, go and investigate, get help. But it's very simple with breast milk. The more that nipple is stimulated, the more milk will be made in the nipples. It was probably about 3 months of age. Maybe my baby started to feed 3 hourly. I also found that at the end of the day, the baby is a little bit more demanding. Some babies get colic. What can you do for a baby that has colic? If the mother stops all wheat, all dairy, and all refined sugar, she will find that her baby will not get colic. I was talking to my niece recently, and her new little baby, she said, my baby has no colic, my baby just sleeps and eats and he's happy all day. And yet my other friends' babies, they have this crying, usually mid-afternoon to maybe 8 o'clock at night. And as I talked to my niece, I realised that my niece is on a gluten-free, dairy-free diet because she used to get quite bad eczema. I said, that's why your baby has no colic. It's because of the food you're eating. If a mother does not want to stop her dairy and her wheat, then I guess she has to either consider her crying baby or consider putting the baby on another form of milk. I have met many mothers who had babies with eczema, psoriasis. They stopped the wheat, dairy, refined sugar. Sometimes it takes about 2 months and then the eczema, the psoriasis clears from the baby.
In addition to dietary changes, other strategies can help manage colic and improve a baby's comfort. Ensuring a consistent feeding schedule can help regulate the baby's digestion and reduce discomfort. Additionally, gentle tummy massages and holding the baby in an upright position after feeding can aid in digestion and alleviate gas. Using a white noise machine or soothing sounds can also help calm a colicky baby by mimicking the sounds of the womb. For mothers who face challenges with breastfeeding, consulting a lactation consultant can be beneficial. They can provide personalised guidance and support to address issues such as latch difficulties or low milk supply. Breastfeeding support groups can also offer valuable advice and encouragement from other mothers who have faced similar challenges. If the baby still struggles with feeding or colic despite these measures, exploring different feeding options such as formula designed for sensitive stomachs might be necessary. However, it's essential to consult with a paediatrician before making changes to ensure the best approach for the baby's health and development.
So the first foods should be just pieces of fruits, pieces of vegetables, and I only used to give them at meal times. Sometimes a really hard prune, they might suck away on that for quite a while. But when the baby's molars came through, so the molars, they come through probably, it differs, 14 to 20, sometimes 22 months of age, the molars come through. So the molars, when they come through, they're the grinders, then the salivary amylase is released. And the salivary amylase is called ptyalin. And ptyalin is the enzyme that breaks down starch. So no baby should receive any starch until the molars are fully through. So what's starch? That would be breads, that would be biscuits, cakes, cookies, cereals. Let me give you a story to illustrate. I had a lady contact me and her baby was 10 months of age and she said, my baby was a preemie baby. My baby was 2 months preemie, so my baby is smaller and a little slower than others, and they will be. But she said, my little baby has this swollen stomach. I said, really? Are you breastfeeding? Yes. Have you stopped the wheat and the dairy? She said, yes, I have. I said, is the baby eating food? Oh, she said, yes. I said, what are you feeding your baby? She said, cereal with some toast at breakfast. And she said, at lunchtime, he has sandwiches. And in the evening, maybe some vegetables, maybe a little bit of pasta. I said, how many teeth does your baby have? Oh, 6, she said. I said, are you aware that it is not until the molars are through that the salivary amylase is released and then ptyalin breaks down the starch? She said, I did not know that. Many mothers do not know that. I said, I believe the swelling in your baby's stomach is because your baby's eating a food that he can't digest properly. She said, but he's used to eating. What will I do? I said, breastfeed him before he has his meal, and for breakfast, give him fruits. And then at lunchtime, vegetables. Sweet potato baked is a good one, whereas the white potato is a bit starchy. But with the sweet potato, the baking of the sweet potato, it turns all the starches down to simple sugars. And bananas are great for babies. She said it took the little one a few days to get used to the different food, but she said after 3 days, his stomach went right back to normal. She said, thank you so much. I had no idea about the molars, the salivary amylase, and the ptyalin. Let's fast forward now. The little one is 14 months of age. This mother contacts me again. She said, Barbara, my little one, he was starting to crawl. He stopped crawling. He's preemie, remember, he'll be a bit late. And he won't eat any food now. All he wants is breast milk. So I began to investigate. I said, is he teething? She said, yes. She said, the molars are starting to come through. Oh, that's good, I said. But she said, what if he gets brain damage? I said, why would he get brain damage? She said, well, he's only having the breast milk. I said, did you know that hundreds of years ago, sometimes babies didn't eat any food till they were 2 or 3? My son James was 16 months of age before he ate food. He just was not interested. My son James is a musician. He plays the panpipes. He's 43 now. He's a master builder. He's built like a bodybuilder, so he didn't seem to lack. She said, oh. She said, what if his muscles start to deteriorate? I said, I don't think that will happen. I was intrigued as to why this mother was thinking these things. And then I received an email from her father. He said, I'm a scientist at a university. He said, we're very concerned about our grandson. We believe that if he doesn't start eating food soon, he's going to get brain damage. And my wife is a physiotherapist, and because he stopped crawling, we think his muscles will deteriorate. And then I realised where this mother is getting these messages from. We think he should go to the hospital and be tested to check that he's getting enough nutrients from the breast milk. I said, so what would these tests entail? I know what they entail. They would take blood tests, which would further distress that baby. No one, especially little ones, likes needles going into them. And would he be so distressed that that would even turn him off the breast milk that at least he's getting? And I said to this man, did you know that several hundred years ago, babies didn't feed food? They didn't eat food sometimes till they were 2 or 3.
The human body is remarkably adaptable. Breast milk provides all the essential nutrients, vitamins and minerals that a baby needs during the first year of life. As long as the baby is growing, developing and staying hydrated, it's likely that they're receiving adequate nutrition from breast milk alone. Moreover, it's important to remember that every baby develops at their own pace. Some may take longer to start eating solids or to reach certain milestones, and that's usually perfectly normal. If there are specific concerns or signs of distress, it's always good to consult with a healthcare professional. Sometimes outdated beliefs and misconceptions can cause unnecessary worry. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these tips on raising healthy children and focusing on their nutrition helpful. Remember, establishing good eating habits early can set your kids up for a lifetime of health and well-being. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Stay tuned for more practical advice and tips on living a healthier life. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.